It's a great day in South Florida. We are doing big things. We are getting stuff done, and we're about to get into it right now. We're going to talk about what's happening right now with interest rates, mortgage rates, and more importantly, what we suspect will happen in the future and where they will go from here. And then in addition to that, because we're out there driving and touring, and I am committed to creating the most immersive experience for you. Oh, check out Bedner Farms to our right, which is an incredible family-run and owned farm. They've got a U-Pick. They have all kinds of events that are fun for the family to come to. And sorry, I got a little bit distracted there, but I'm committed to making the most immersive experience to showcase what living in South Florida is really like. So if you are into that sort of thing, then please like, subscribe, and ask any questions that you might have about the area, the community. As you can see to the left, we've got a nursery, and then to our right, we've got agricultural land, and you'll see lots of farms out here. To our left, you've got Valencia Grand, or the Valencia communities that are bordering us. I'm on 441 right now, which you'll see in the GPS, but I am headed to give you a tour of Rio Poco, which is an incredible luxury community that exists in Delray Beach, and it is very exclusive, very small relative to some of the other communities, and it's an incredible place to live. We're going to go check that out today, so stick around if that's what you would like to see. But we are headed there now, and I wanted to kind of just showcase what the transition from I'm in West Boynton right now. I'm on 441. There is some agricultural land that exists a little bit to the right of me, so that's to the west side of me. But right after that, you're in the Everglades. So this is about as far west as you can possibly go without actually being eaten by an alligator. Now, when I say that, I'm kidding. It is very rare that anybody gets eaten by an alligator. But it is a question that people ask when they're relocating to South Florida, or if they're not familiar with the area. There are lots of communities that have that are lakefront or have man-made lakes, and did I say that right? There are lots of homes that exist within communities that have man-made lakes, but a lot of those lakes, almost all of those lakes, are fed in some way by the Everglades. So there are canals and there are pipes, and they get the water from the Everglades. That's where it's sourced. So if you see to my left, you're going to see Four Seasons community. Lots of communities, really nice communities that are out here. But again, we're transitioning from West Boynton into West Delray. We're about to pass Atlantic Avenue, and this is about as far west as you can go. So my commute time to the beach from the canyons, I'm in West Boynton. It takes me about 15 minutes in the morning, but full disclosure, that's when there's no traffic. There's literally nobody on the road. If there is traffic, you're probably looking at obviously more than that, but depending on the traffic, figure less than 30 minutes. And you're right there at Oceanfront Park. But we are crossing, or about to cross over Atlantic Avenue, and if you took this all the way east, you would be right there at the beach, right there in downtown Delray, right there in the mix of a lot of incredibly fun, artistic, eclectic vibe kind of feel in a really cool coastal community. But make no mistake, we're talking about it being, a few minutes away. So a lot of people get a little bit spooked out by, oh, we're out west. Out west really means you're at the most 30, and I'm going to price in the worst traffic ever. You're talking about roughly 45 minutes to the beach. Worst case scenario. All right, so we're going to keep on trucking, and you can see there's some stuff out here, but again, this was all undeveloped. This was all agricultural land. To our left, you're going to see the community of Dakota. Really nice, relatively new. All of the communities that exist out here, for the most part, and I say for the most part just to give myself a little asterisk in case there's some hidden spot that I don't know about, which is unlikely, but everything is new or newer. And so you're going to find areas or communities that are built out specifically. And to our right, you can see there's an equestrian training facility, stables. I believe there's a cricket stadium over there. I am correct. And I think they do, I think they might actually do polo there too. All right, so we're going to keep on trucking. We're almost there. You got Delray Estates to our right, which is incredible. And then you've got Saturnia Isles to our left, which is another great community. But again, all of these communities are relatively new. They're built out intentionally in a way so that families can move right in, experience all of the freedom, all of the best that South Florida has to offer as we pull into Rio Poco. Rio Poco for the win. Now you see how, I don't know if you can tell, but like you could drive right past this place and never know it. Never knew it existed. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing today? I am going to see, and I think he called me into the list. I'm Chris Igoe. Right. So as you'll notice, they have gated security, manned gated security. It is a very private community. They also will, there's roving security, so it's a very secure community. Incredible place to live. Estate homes on acre lots at minimum, but you're gonna find massive houses that exist out here that were built in the late 80s, early 90s, and have been, for the most part, all updated, upgraded, and they're modern, they're nice, they're luxurious, they have tremendous space, which is at a premium these days. Thank you. But one of the things people ask for and I'm gonna go to my, actually, right, the tennis courts are to my left, but it's kind of not needed because these homes all have their own incredible pools, outdoor kitchens, plenty of space. I mean, as we're driving, you're going to see. This is one of the most exclusive places that you could ever find here in West Delray. Now, there are newer communities, right? So you're going to find newer homes with less space in some of the bridges communities that exist. But these homes, I mean, look how breathtaking this is. These are big, they are open, they are bright, they are incredible, but it's a small community. There's only 175 homes in here, and you've got the big driveways, you've got the big circular driveways, you've got the nice green space front yards, which you might not see in some of the newer communities. They tend to be built out to max out the highest and best use of the land, and in most cases the builders feel, I mean, some of these homes have their own tennis courts, their own basketball courts, outdoor basketball courts, outdoor tennis courts. You can see over here they've got a trampoline, which lots of families in here, lots of kids. Really nice place to live, zoned for great schools. The HOA in here, I'm not certain about. I believe it is relatively low, and I'll pop in the exact HOA fee per month so that you know what it is. But this is just a really nice place to live. And for me, this reminds me a lot of Cypress Head, which is where I used to, let's see if I can get some more light in here, which is where I grew up in Parkland, and was there from, let's call it 89 to 94 or 5, I don't remember. At my age, I don't remember anything. Except how to get the deal done and find exactly what you want. That I absolutely always know. But look how much green space you've got here. And you can tell this home over here is a little bit older. There are newer homes that exist in here, or more updated homes, I should say, that are in here. Hello, nice lady walking your dog. But they're doing something over here with the wood. No idea what. Shout out to my boy. But I got some friends that live in here. Hopefully that did not cut out. It's telling me that I'm running out of battery, but I never run out of battery. It doesn't matter that it's 5:23 in the evening. It's 82 degrees out. It is glorious. You can see they're building right here. There are newer homes that exist in here, right? Any available space that can be developed is being developed, but they're pretty much maxed out in here, right? So, and they're, for the most part, older homes. But look at all this green space. This does not exist in most other places because there's no more land. There's only two square miles of residential or land that's zoned for residential development that exists in all of Palm Beach County. Now, that's not collective or it would be bought up instant. It's scattered all over the place. So they're little tiny parcels here and there. But when they developed this particular community, there was plenty of land, so they could do whatever they wanted. And they built this out to just be an incredible place to live with lots of space. You'll notice a lot of these homes have a Mediterranean feel, which tend to be the older homes, and then the ones that look more modern, that's because they are. But you see the mature trees, you see a great place to live. So, what does it cost to live here? That's a great question. First and foremost, there are not many. I mean, there's only 175 homes that are for sale here. I suspect that lot is a target for somebody somewhere. But pricing, right? So there's not a lot of homes for sale. I believe there are two that are actually, scratch that, one active for sale right now, one pending, and I'll pop those in. But most of the people who are living here are not planning on selling anytime soon. And if they are, you need to call me. But pricing wise, right? So it's going to be all over the place to the upside. So you can expect to be in the 2 millions, and I think they're pushing close to 4. And that's just what it is, right? So you've got some of these homes that are lakefront, some are not, but really private, really exclusive, really safe, great schools. They're zoned for Sunrise Park, Eagles Landing, and Olympic Heights, all of which are great schools. Look at this, unbelievable. But tremendous, I love the mature trees. I love the tree-lined streets. I love the way the lawns and the landscaping is manicured. Ooh, wow, look at this one back here. Looks like it's roof season for this house. See, they say there are only 2 seasons in Florida, hurricane season and tourist season, but I just proved that's not true. There's also roof season. So older communities tend to all lose their roofs around the same time. So when one roof starts to go, you tend to notice that the others need to be replaced soon. But this is a very affluent community, so like that home over there, I can tell has a new roof. Some of these may need more work than others. You can see the basketball court. Wow, that's nice. Look at all those ducks. Beware of feeding the ducks at your house, because they are going to poop all over your lawn forever if they get trained that it's okay. We feed them anyway. But look at this. This is a new home. and look how modern, look how pretty, and quite pricey. But next to it, you've got an older home. Looks like that roof is probably getting towards the end of its useful life. But we're going to keep on trucking, and we're going to tour the entire community. And so let's get back to what I started with, which I completely forgot because I was distracted by how amazing this community is, which is what's happening right now with interest rates, mortgage rates, and where are they going. So mortgage rates have jumped. I mean, everything has jumped here recently, and some of it is more obvious than others, right? So some of these changes, some of this inflation is very obvious. I just recently did a video about gas prices. Obviously, everybody is noticing that gas prices have increased substantially, relatively quickly, and that's happening everywhere, right? So inflation is real. We've got very fast inflation, and the Fed is tightening their monetary policy to try and control that. And they will do that incrementally, right? So I suspect each opportunity that they have to adjust and increase or tighten their monetary policy by increasing interest rates, they're going to go ahead and do that because we need to control the inflation. And I will not get into a separate subject, which is open for debate, on whether that will be useful or what my opinions on any of that are. I will just say that it is obvious that there is inflation. It is obvious that it is getting worse, and it is obvious that interest rates are going higher. So what does that really mean, right? So right now, the 30-year fixed increased by 1.2% to 3.22 to 4.42 since January. I already went down this street. I really am losing my mind. Well, aside from the fact that I'm losing my mind, I know exactly what's going on with interest rates. And no, I'm not going to edit this street portion of the clip because I'm an idiot. I will just let you experience it twice because it's so much nicer the second time. Okay, so we're going to go back to where we came. And we're going to continue to talk about interest rates and inflation and how that's impacting people these days. You can go, pal. I'm letting you go. There you go. Come on. All right. So, interest rates since January, 3.22 to 4.42. A few months ago, analysts came out and they said they projected and expected that mortgage rates would average 3.6% in 2022. Well, that's nice. And then earlier this month, they forecasted that they would be 3.8%. Well, we're at 4.42, and probably by the time this video gets published, they're going to be even higher than that. So what does that tell you? It tells you that analysts are wrong sometimes, and projections don't necessarily mean anything. I can speak to that experience as a stockbroker. Analysts are wrong all the time. They get paid to forecast and make their projections based on data. Doesn't mean it's going to be accurate. Doesn't mean it's going to be right. It's their job. So what does that mean to you? We have to stay reality-based. We have to judge our decisions based on information in real time. And I have always been an advocate of telling the truth as to what's happening in the market right now. And the market, as of today, continues to be the same old story. There is massive price appreciation. Analysts have talked about 9% appreciation in home values over the course of the next year. I can tell you in Southeast Palm Beach County, that is definitely not going to be accurate, because I'm watching prices increase within the communities that I serve and that I pay attention to, increase by 20%, 30%, 40% in some cases, month over month. I mean, there's less than 2 weeks inventory in most places in Southeast Palm Beach County. That's just the fact of the matter. So there's tremendous demand, there's not a lot of supply, and prices continue to escalate even while interest rates are too, which again are still historically low. But that being said, it's an issue, right? It's something you need to be mindful of. So when you're basing decisions that you intend to, look how nice this is, and I'll use a client as an example. I will keep her name. I'm not going to mention her name, but we're working with a client right now who just went under contract on an incredibly nice home in Canyon Trails, and they are under contract at 1.2 and change, and that's a pretty pricey price point within the canyons, right? We're getting up there. And when I asked her to evaluate her decision-making process, I asked, okay, well, one, what's your timeline, right? Number two, are you comfortable with the financial terms that you have agreed to? And the answer is yes to both of those questions. And is this the perfect home for you and your family in the future to live in? For all the reasons that everybody buys a home. Lifestyle, they love the home. It's their dream home and their dream neighborhood. So does it check all those boxes? Yes. Okay, great. So my next question is, if the market goes to, if you buy the home, well, not if, when you buy the home and you close, if the next day the market goes to, the real estate market, values in the real estate market go to zero, which is impossible, but let's just play pretend. If they go to zero, are you still happy with the decision that you made? Because you intend to live here and and max out South Florida living to its fullest. Are you happy with that decision? And the answer was yes. I said, great. Then you don't have anything to worry about. Because over time, if the market did go to zero, you're first of all, it's impossible for the real estate market to go. Your house will not be worth zero. The real estate market will not be worth zero, but I use that to illustrate a point. The market's not going to zero. The Dow Jones, the stock market's not going to zero. The market corrects. The market the bubble can pop. All of those things can happen. But over time, historically, they all come back. And they come roaring back. And they come back with a vengeance. So over time, you will be fine. But the question is, what's your timeline, and are you okay? What's the reason that you're making this decision? And if it checks all those boxes, then congratulations, you made a great choice. So, what does that really mean if you're thinking about shopping right now? If you're on the fence, if you're concerned about interest, because everybody's concerned about a lot of things, right? I've got clients who have been on the sidelines now for years, and maybe in the future their prudence will pay off. But in the interim, they are not living in South Florida, and that is driving them insane. They still don't like where they live, and they want out of where they're out, or wherever they're from. But they want to be here a year ago, 2 years ago, yesterday, right? So they're waiting for the market to pull back. And my question then is, what if it doesn't? Then what? If we're going to time the market as far as interest rates go, well, what if they don't pull back? What is the opportunity? What is the life hit that you take by not making a decision now? Now, again, I'm not trying to influence anyone's decision, but it is a real question. Do you want to live your life and max out South Florida living right now? And can you afford to do so? Or is it more prudent for you to wait? I don't know the answer to those questions. What I do know is, as of today, interest rates continue to increase. So it's very likely that in the future, it's going to cost more for less home. Which, if you're a cash buyer, great. But if you're financing, that every uptick of interest rate is not helpful to you getting. That was that a? I don't even know what that was. A Ferrari? Wasn't really paying attention. Sick car, right? Got the tennis courts over here. And that was our tour of Rio Poco. So if you're thinking about moving to Rio Poco or Delray or anywhere in South Florida, you must contact me, because we want to get you what you want and get you the best deal possible as soon as we can. Across the street, you've got Saturnia Isles. I am not going to go further south into Boca, but I do want to at least finish my point, because I am prone I'm easily confused and prone to wandering. So interest rates, they're going higher, no doubt, and real estate values in Southeast Palm Beach County, do I expect the appreciation to slow down? I pray that it will. I pray that the market looks more like this as far as inventory. Like right now, as I mentioned, there's in some places, because again, there are markets within markets, and some places are hotter than others. But in some places, like the canyons, there's 2 weeks of inventory or less. But if there were 2 or 3 months of inventory, I would consider that a much more balanced market, right? That would be a much more healthy market. What we're in right now does not feel like a healthy market. It feels like an insane market. And it is frustrating for shoppers like you who are looking to come here, right? You want to buy your dream home, you want to have your dream lifestyle, you want to be in South Florida, you want to escape winter forever, you don't want to pay state income taxes, you want all the advantages of being here, and it's not happening until you make a decision. So maybe it's uncomfortable to make a decision right now, but I would ask you to evaluate your why. And then make a decision based on the best information that you've got, right? What I did not mention is proximity. So where are we? And from Rio Poco, right? To get to Fort Lauderdale Airport, you're probably looking at somewhere between, because you're a little bit further to the turnpike, out here on 441, which means you're probably going to jump on Glades or Atlantic to get to the turnpike, or to get to 95, and that's going to add some time to your trip. So figure 45 minutes or so to get to Fort Lauderdale International. Miami, it's going to be significantly longer than that. To go to Palm Beach International, you're probably talking about the same length of time, right around there, 45-minute mark. But once you're on the turnpike, it's a straight shot up to Orlando if you want to go see the mouse that lives in Disney and experience all of the great things that Orlando offers. And really, it's not that big of a deal, right? So I hope you found this content valuable. I hope you enjoyed the Rio Poco tour and my little rant there as far as what I expect to see out of mortgage rates and what's happening right now. But do not delay. If I can help in any way, shape, or form, please leave a comment down below. Reach out directly. If you're even thinking about moving to South Florida, you've got to give me a call. Call, text, DM, send a carrier pigeon, a smoke signal, by any means necessary, because we've got your back when it comes to moving to or living in South Florida. And until next time, peace!